Hi guys, welcome back. It's nice to see you all. Hope you're well. Enjoying the sun? It's kind of evening sun here. It's probably the best time. Just when the shade's starting to set in. I'm gonna, well, you know, if you can believe it, I'm just gonna talk in this video. It's not really much doing things. I suppose I can video me doing a little bit. But it's all kind of been full on. So I'll run you through what happened yesterday. What did happen yesterday? Oh yeah, I flatted a door down and I fitted my Innocenti windows. Innocenti? I don't know how to explain, I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically there's a company in Italy that imported shells and kind of modified it to their own, you know, to their own kind of specification, if you want to call it, their own design. They just redesigned it, made it more Italian. Probably some of the nicer looking minis, much better than the later ones Rover came out with, but what can you do? So I flatted both doors. They need polishing, but Elliot Tesh, I tried to polish this, but I just ended up fucking it up, so I'll wait for him to come back. The windows I fitted, right, if I flip the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. These are called, I think these are off the Mark III Innocenti, you know what I mean. And the difference between normal windows, obviously the whole thing winds, where with these you've got this front quarter light. I think I spent like £480. I know, you're telling me. But definitely worth it. I think they advertised at £380. After conversion and import fees, I end up paying like £480 for them. Also, it was a bit more because I went through business instead of family and friends, and then I also paid the fee on top of that. I'd rather just pay extra and not get mugged off, but the bloke selling was brilliant. Nice guy. I would open it now. Actually, let's open it now. So it's just a catch on one side, you flick it to, and then opens up like that. And if you ask me, that's class. Now, I imported these thinking they were like super rare, no one would have them. And I was right, they are quite rare, and no one does have them, apart from Mr. Leakey, who's only like 20 minutes up the road from me. So I had to message him, tell him I wouldn't copy him, because you all know what copying gets you called out on Instagram. And then I also rang my friend Alex to come around and help me fit my front end on the car, because this morning I organised it to get moved to the new house. So this is the last time we'll see this garage with this car in. Been a shame, been a good garage. But my boss came after work, check out the paint. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it later. Check out the paint, the job Elliot did polishing it and the job I did painting it. Obviously, it is Elliot's job for a living. Let me take a mask table. It's Elliot's job for a living to paint cars and also polish and get them looking good. And he's done a good job. What has let him down on this is me. Obviously not giving the solvent enough time to dry, but that's fine. But my boss came around, helped me fit the front end up. Here it is. It's quite nice actually. I should have filmed us doing it, but I didn't want my boss to think he employed a retard who does YouTube vlogs. Here we go. I think it looks really nice. Hasn't been polished yet. There's still quite a lot of peel on it, so it ain't going to look super gloss. It's just gun finish at the moment. But the fitment on the front, ladies and gents, ooh, and with a little bit of camber on it, I think it'll look lovely. There's been a few problems in fitting it. First of all, the man who's going to tow it has a Mercedes Sprinter with a bed that doesn't fold down. So the problem with that is the cable is a lot higher than the car is. So when it tows it, it'll tow it diagonally, which means it will make contact with the front, which is not good news. But I've remedied that, I'll tell you that in a minute. You can see it on the floor. I should have filmed doing it really. And it wasn't meeting perfectly, which is how I planned it. I drilled it so it was like that, it has a little gap there, because I'll put rubber down the side so it isn't constant metal to metal contact. I've actually put a rubber stripper now I need to trim, but the fitment of it is lovely for a removable front. I'm not going to say it's the best, because obviously I need to trim a few bits and pieces here, but it's definitely one of the better fitments. I had to cut the arch like that. It does close up a little bit. Problem is, where I welded the extending mounts onto the subframe, can you see? I can't really get the camera there. Can you see there's a gap between those two, between that bushing and the subframe? The teardrop mount, which is there, and the subframe, which is there. There's a gap. That's because there's some weld stack on where the brace bar mounts to. So when this gets to a new pace, it's coming off. I'm going to grind them bits down. My new neighbour will be pleased. And that should fit a lot snugger along the side, which is nice. I can't wait for that to happen. And the remedy, so it doesn't clip the front when he tows it, down here you can see there's 2 holes. We'll talk about how I mounted it after this. So I've just drilled this hole. I eyeballed it. To eyeball it, all I did, because I drilled a hole in the subframe to fit this OMP tow bar, which I really like because it's yellow. And I thought the yellow, kind of vibrant yellow contrast in the blue would be quite nice, and it is. So I'm glad with how that turned out. Let's move this camera strap. To eyeball it, all I did was I felt along the front. Come here. For the hole I drilled in the subframe, and you can kind of see my finger poking through. So I looked at it from sky above. Might be quite awkward on the camera. And I kind of lined up where my finger was. Got the a roundabout line which was there. And then I looked at whereabouts it was to the teardrop mount, which is almost in line. So I punched it through the 4.5mm drill bit. I stuck like just a hole. Shined a torch through the original hole in the subframe, and it kind of shined through the hole. You know what I mean? And I just used this here step drill bit, 20mm out. I went 20mm because that's 12, which will leave me. Which will leave me 4mm each side, which will look good. And luckily, if I put that in, it's not clamped up, but just sat. The gap ain't too bad. It's almost perfect. But I'm going to bolt that up in a moment. But I just thought I'd show you what's going on. And the way I did mount my front end, because I don't think you've been around for that long, I've put bonnet pins on the front here. I probably will end up using bolts, if I'm going to be honest, because it clamps up tight. The idea of these pins was so you can slide the teardrop bushings on, and then I've just welded a nut and some bracing behind that subframe for them to screw into. The idea was I've used solid teardrop mounts, drilled the hole so I can slide the front end on and then fold it down onto the A panels, which worked well. I'm going to switch them out to bolts. So that's how the front mount uses the original teardrop mounts. I think Miglews are the same, there's nothing unique. And then I think in the previous video you would have seen it, it's just a panel behind there with 2 holes for these to line up and bolt into. And then I've also got 3 holes I've drilled and tapped here, which will use Allen key fittings like that. So I'll have 3 up there. The reason I use 3 is because I space them. And then I'll probably bang another one through here at the end, because these pylons, supports, I don't know what you want to call them, they're there just so I can use this removable bar to sit on and then slide it back, just so I can do it with one person, preferably 2, just to make sure I'm not scratching paint. And then this bolts under the arches here and here. This will come out to get powder coated. I might come up with a more permanent solution, but it's quite awkward to fit the bonnet with it on there. Although I am using bonnet razors, so if I can get a way of keeping it on there, I will. And that's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take these strips off, strips of rubber, continue it along the whole length. I think that'll look quite tasteful. So moving on to the back, I put a Cooper reverse rim on it. I really like it. Problem with the SSRs, so the fitment's good. It's a bit high, With these tuck nicely, it's not aligned, it needs to go more in, so they'll tuck nicely into them arches. And the SSRs don't, but they do look quite cool, so I might put some camber on them and tuck it up, and it might kind of sort itself out, because the front arches, woo-wee, they look good. Just the right amount of poke, put some camber on it. And the arch gap's nice. I'm probably going to go a bit more on the arch gap because I don't want to be scrubbing out. But when I first fitted the bonnet, the front end side, I wasn't really happy. But I'm quite happy now. I've looked at it a bit more. So I think that'll be this update. Sorry I didn't show you any work. I'm just a letdown. I'm sorry. I'll probably video it going on the transport tomorrow. He's recommended by my boss, and my boss is a good lad. So. No, and I'll show it in the new garage. I'm just going to put that tow bar on now and mosey on. It's probably my mummy ringing me. Yes, it is. We've arrived to the tube of productivity. The Mini is yet to be here, but all of my junk is here. And now I have the challenge of moving it all down to the garden shed, never to be seen again. The Mini's coming here tomorrow, about 11:30, so I got to get it done, so I can go straight in. Don't want on the road. I don't want people to see a work in progress, bit top secret between us. So yeah, I've got loads of interesting bits. If I find anything interesting wherever you have a camera shot, I'll show you. Probably not. I'll see you in a bit. Ooh. Look at this hot French girl. How we feeling there, buddy? Alright guys, so it's moving day. Drop me spanner. It's moving day, so I'm just putting the OMP towing bar on. Got a nylock at one end. It's coming off to get the front end off again, but I thought, well, probably now is probably the time to at least make it like pretty secure. Only time I'm going to need this. Ha ha ha. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'll probably cut this bar down, you know, where it's got a nylock on one end. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. Do that up tight. Okay, well, that's not going anywhere, I don't think. You could do a little bit more on it, I suppose. Cool, so there we go. I got a little bit pissed in that hole.